G'day viewers, the suspension update has come out, and right now I'm just going to wake up this little Class 66 with its rake of FKA wagons on East Coast Main Line. While we're watching that come through the points, I will talk about the update. So let's run through it, and I apologise, I'll be looking off to the side to read through this. Today we have a large core update to Train Sim World 4 that brings new suspension physics to a range of locomotives. Formation Designer is also joining the Creators Club and losing the beta tag. And finally we have some additional improvements and fixes to enhance your experience. Let's go on for the full list. What is suspension? In our July roadmap, we announced that long-awaited suspension improvements coming to Train Sim World 4 will be launched in our summer core updates. And since then, our development teams have been working hard to implement and test the suspension feature. Currently in Train Sim World, you experience motion as you drive the train along the tracks with notable left, right and backward moments as the train accelerates, decelerates or goes around a corner. Let's just watch as it goes through these points. You can see the carriage is bouncing a little bit. It's subtle though. You definitely do see some bounce. How does it look from the back? Can you see any sway? A little bit. So it looks to me like when things are quite distant from you, you don't really see it doing anything, but when it's up close and personal, you do. Let's have a look at the motion as it is, or the bogey. Probably get hit by a train here. We're on pretty flat level track, so I'm not really expecting to see a lot. Anyway, I'll leave that running while I continue to read through this. However, something we wanted to improve is the up and down motion of the train as it goes over lifts or junctions. With this update, the suspension will be significantly improved to allow for more realistic feel of the train moving over the tracks. The wheels will dip into junctions and players can get a feel of the cab rocking up and down as they ride over junction points. With this update, the improved suspension will be added to the East Coast Main Line Class 801 Azuma. East Coast Main Line Class 66, which funnily enough is what we've got right here. East Coast Main Line FKA wagons, which funnily enough are these. Oh look, they are moving around a little bit, I have to say. Let's just come back a little bit further. Let's sit about here. Yeah, you can see the wagons actually rocking a bit from side to side. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's much more subtle on the locomotive. We have Vorarlberg, the OBB 4024, Vorarlberg, Habens, Kills and Layers, Maintelbahn, the BR 624, Maintelbahn, Enos, Habens and Roosti, Rosenheim, the BR 185.2, Rosenheim, the OBB 4024, Rosenheim, Habens and Doppelstock, Semmeringbahn, the OBB 4224, Semmeringbahn, Habens, U708, Flying Scotsman Mark 1 and 2 coaches. I don't know if that means Scotsman itself or just the Mark 1 and Mark 2 coaches. Blackpool Branches, Class 08, Blackpool Branches, Class 47, the ScotRail BR Class 380, Training Centre Class 323. That's actually had it for a while. Well, as a reminder, the Class 142 already had suspension improvements prior to this update. The new suspension system will be integrated as a standard feature in future add-ons. We will also keep exploring ways to implement this system in more locomotives from our existing catalogue whenever possible, including trains from Antelope Line and LIRR commuter. Formation Designer is also making its way to Creators Club in this update, allowing compatibility to share your creations to the community and download other submitted formations, amongst other improvements to help new features work as smoothly as possible. Alongside this update, we're also removing the beta tag as we've completed all 4 phases we set out when implementing Formation Designer initially. Of course, we will continue to improve and update the system moving forward in future patches. This update should be available on all platforms now. The full changelog. 4. Added new suspension physics to a range of locomotives, and we've been through the list, we won't do it again. Formation Designer Creators Club, we've talked about that. Simmering Barn, the OBB 1116 fixed an issue to ensure that 1116 can be driven with LZB enabled. OBB 4024 fixes to be able to be driven in free roam. Fixes to allow you to take over services from an AI ALP 46. Vorarlberg, various localization improvements. OBB 4024 fixed an issue in free roam where the player isn't able to insert the brake handle after spawning. Nürburgring Dresden, Railpool BR193 Vectron. For the Xbox One. People still use the Xbox One? The old Xbone? Really? Fixed an issue during Ballast Boogie scenario where the player gets stopped at a red light at the last objective. Well, that's about it for this update. We can perhaps jump into the locomotive and we can see a bit of wiggle. I do have cab sway at 0 currently, so you're getting a bit of an idea of what the suspension's doing, which is quite cool. It's there at lower speeds. It sort of disappears at higher speeds, so expect that. There is a bug with this patch affecting some locomotives and the ability to set a destination in free roam mode, which is a little bit annoying. But Dovetail are aware of it, they've acknowledged it, and a further patch will come out for it. Alrighty, as usual I read this information to make it more accessible and to help people out who don't have the time to go and find it or are unable to read it for themselves. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them down below and I'll see what I can do to help you out. In the meantime, enjoy the bouncy things and, well, see you later.
We played a game.